Howdy folks, welcome to the Harmonica Barge. Today I've got a lesson on one of my favourite players, Jed Davenport. This is actually my band, the Rigmarollers, that you can hear. This is our version of the song Save Me Some. Let's get into it. So the original Jed Davenport version is actually in the key of B, and it's one of those quirky old recordings which has probably been sped up a little or slowed down, usually sped up. So it's ever so slightly out of tune. But the Rigmarollers version is in the key of C, so you're going to need your F harmonica for this lesson. Do follow the link here, one side, to prime yourself with the version if you want to get the intro, or just go for it with me. Here's the first phrase. So we've got this syncopation, and that happens twice. And I'm doing a little scoop on the 3 there, which really kind of suits this aggressive, attacking style of playing, especially on the F harmonica. And the third phrase, starting on the end of the top line on that pickup 2. And that last bar, got a scoop on the 4 and coming down with that half step bend to a full step. Just wanted to say, if you like the video, do give me the thumbs up, and of course please subscribe if you like the content. That helps me out a lot. Thanks so much. Here's the first 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice on the recording that I fatten this up with tongue block, and here's a little example of that on that 5 draw at the end of each phrase where I go, there I can do a slap. This is an example of my own style coming in, so I'm using that intro, that rhythmic phrasing, but applying that tongue block technique to fatten up the 5. That's the first 4 bars, so do stick around to the end of the lesson. We're going to spice this up with a few little ideas. Jed Davenport's somewhat of an enigma. We know that he was around in the 20s and 30s. He recorded a couple of songs, or cut a couple of sides, as they said, in 1929, and he went on to record 6 classics with the Beale Street Jug Band. There's not many recordings out there. In a way, I almost think of him as the Robert Johnson of the harmonica. He's this mysterious character, although I guess Robert Johnson's more revered amongst guitarists, and I kind of feel Jed Davenport should be that revered amongst harmonica players, because when I listen to him, the phrasing, the rhythmic ideas, the invention, these sounds. He was a trumpet player as well, allegedly, so maybe we can hear that, this sharp attack in his sound, often playing high harmonicas like the E harmonica, doing these growly sounds, and the rhythmic phrasing, taking a lot from the jazz players for me. Do go and check out his recordings if you haven't already. So we'll look at the last bar of the second line, and this is of course a 4 chord. This is very much like a 12 bar blues. Well, it is a 12 bar blues, although at the end it does do a double 5 chord. I don't think it goes to the 4 chord, so slight variation of a 12 bar blues. So we've got 2 draws and 8th notes, 2 draw, 1 draw, 2 blows. And the next bar. And the following bar, same again. So those 2 bars on the 4 chord, obviously with these big 2s, you'll hear me on the recording slapping these. And again, that's my style, putting some weight into those 2 draws. And I definitely also do a nice bit of chord substitution here on the 2 blows, so I can go. Perfect opportunity to put some chords in there. So when we go back to the 1 chord, we've got, and then that little pickup at the end, which will carry us through into the 5 chord. So I'll go from the last bar on the second to last line, which will take us through into the last line into the 5 chord. Makes more sense to play it that way. So starting on that 3 draw half step, Okay, so that was the last bar of the second to last line and the first bar of the last line. Here it is again. 3, 4. Then, once again, you could chord any of those 1 draws or 2 blows or 2 draws, you know. So the second bar of the last line, we've got a triplet figure, although I don't actually play it like that. But try the triplet. That works nicely. So I could do that, but you'll hear on the recording, I actually do this sort of like, I'd almost call it like a fudged trill, which I'm okay with. I don't really play many trills, but I sometimes do this. I'm doing it with a tongue block, so it's not super clean, and you know, I'm okay with that. So I'm almost trying to cram a trill in that space. As long as it goes into the space of 1 beat, you can do what you like with it. And make sure you hit that 5 blow on beat 2. Or do the triplet. 3 draw. And we're carrying that 2 draw across the bar line to hit that big 6 on bar 2 of the second to last bar. So I'll go from the triplet and then finish the whole phrase. 3, 4. Just a word on that last 1 draw. Working out these lessons and listening to more Jed Davenport, one thing he seems to do is this big 1. Almost like, oh, I did a tiny bit of vibrato. I don't think he's playing much vibrato. Again, in my version, in the Rigmarollers version, I'm doing all my own stuff on this, so I'm adding my own vibrato, adding effects. But it's been interesting to go and listen to more Jed and hear. He's getting that really big 1 draw, so you can try that at the end. Ah, I can't do it without vibrato. I'm trying not to put vibrato on it. You know, great way to work on just your single note tone, getting that really big. That's the turnaround there. Here's the whole melody. I might change it a little bit, but hey, it's my own version. I can do that, can't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. So just wanted to play you a little bit of the solo that I play. And this just came out of nowhere when we recorded our album in 2020. It was really lovely, actually. We recorded in the bandmate's house. We set up. I mean, he is a really good sound engineer. But I just went for the solo, and I think definitely some of Jed Davenport's rhythmic phrasing came out unexpectedly. You'll hear these triplets at the start, and let's just talk about that as a little example. I want 7 minutes song, I'm going to tell you about that. But we've got these big triplets. Ba 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 ba. And when I listen back to Jed Davenport's, he plays a lot of triplets and he's always mixing his subdivisions. So sometimes there'll be some shuffles of like, you know, if we just take a 2 draw, that would be like a shuffle. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But then he's doing what we call quarter note triplets with this ba 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 ba, you know. So I'll just play you the first 3 bars of my solo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So I'm attacking that 4 and I'm playing quarter note triplets, and then I do a little rip down. That's my own thing. But there's definitely a lot of triplets there that's going on in Jed Davenport style, and I've taken a bit of that. So as a little challenge, I would say go away and listen to the Jed Davenport version. See if you can take one little bit of his rhythmic nuance and incorporate that into your own playing, because the blues is all about moving things forward. So another thing I really like to do with this is try it on a low F and play around. course, we've got these big, low, round chords with the low F, so you can get these comping ideas, messing with the subdivisions, tongue blocks, slaps, and I think it's a really nice tune to play on. So thanks everybody, and thanks to everyone who supports the lessons, everyone who leaves comments, likes the videos, emails me to say how much they're getting from the videos. If you really like this tune, I have a much longer lesson on this as part of my new Masters of Rhythm series. It's got backing tracks, it's got custom backing tracks with and without harmonica, all the tabs on PDF to print out, all the details if you're really into that kind of stuff. Do take a look at that. Otherwise, I'll see you for another video soon. Bye bye.